G'day, and welcome back to the channel, Headlight Restoration Perth. I'm just doing a 2004 Daihatsu Terios in this one. So it's just, this one was a pretty quick job, so even the customers didn't even want me to bother with the taping, but I thought, well, got to show the process and everything, so just done just the basic taping to do this. But the other reason that I was wanting to talk about on this video was a couple of business ideas where you could potentially be getting new customers, clients, and I'm sure a lot of you already think this way, but so what I've done is I've called a few businesses, and those businesses primarily were the used car sales lot, but I chose the lower end sort of thing. But even anything up to like 20 grand, because they have a pretty high turnover, and because it's used cars, they're always got a lot of different stock coming in, trade-ins, etc. When you go to a major car yard, they're usually dealing with the newer vehicles, so it's not even an option to worry about headlight restoration. So I did call a couple, got a few bites actually. One of them, I went there and he tried to talk me into doing everything, like he cut and polish, aluminium polishing. There would have been about $4,000 worth of work in his yard that he wanted me to do, but I had to explain to him that I was only doing the headlight restoration itself, and ended up just calling one of my friends to give him a call, who looks after all the things he was looking for. But just by calling him and getting the acknowledgement, and he knew I was asking about headlight restorations, but when I was there, he wanted me to do everything. So potentially that could have been a great customer, but as it is, I'm only doing the headlights, so I had to decline on that offer. There was a few other good conversations, people interested in the price, and the only other thing is, because it was a really high turnover market, a lot of them were just sort of like addressing the issue themselves with some cut and polish sort of thing, just to dress it up for that sales process. The other thing I did is I went on to Marketplace, and where the cars were selling, like I'm in groups where the cars under 5,000 and other ones under 10,000. So these are ones that you can look at, and then when you come across a car with some terrible headlights, you just have a little message to say what you do, and you talk about the aesthetics and the safety factor, and it might assist in the sale. So so I got a couple of bites from that as well, and so that was interesting. Also, just if you wanted to stay hyper local and just look after your community, just join one of those Facebook groups and just post your before and after, and people, they appreciate what you do. I've had a couple of 2 or 3 customers just from a post that I put up last week, and so that's definitely goer. But within that used car range, though, you just don't give up. You just keep on calling, because you just never know. So I ended up calling one business, and they had just downsized, and they were just running things themselves, had about 20-30 vehicles, and that they would take over, like they were sort of like selling between 10 and 15 a week, and every month they said that they definitely turn over their entire stock. So he goes, come in, and it's good timing because they're doing everything themselves, and obviously what they were doing is they were purchasing new headlights rather than getting them addressed. So that was an easy sell, so to speak, because you are saving them so much time and money by addressing the issue and just fixing it there and then, and they didn't have to waste their valuable time on pulling the car apart, changing headlights, and all those things that come with that. So that was good. And so I went down there, met up with them, and within 10 minutes they said, well, I've got 3 you can do right now. So I did hang around for one of them, and I'll make a video on that. But yeah, unbelievable. You just never know, that next phone call that you make might be the one that helps you out and gives you that crack. So and the other valuable thing about that is you didn't have to keep on travelling from customer to customer. So I found that really beneficial. You just go to one spot and you can just do car after car after car. So that alone is accommodating for the discount that you would be presenting them because of the high turnover and the fact that you don't have to travel. So you are saving on fuel, your vehicle expenses, things like that in general. So that was definitely worth the effort. So there's a couple of ideas, so you got the used cars, you've got the marketplace, just for those used sales. Even in marketplace, like I have seen, like I just wrote in headlights, and a lot of people are discarding their old trashy headlights and all that. It could be $30, $50, and these can go for $150, $200 normally if they're in great condition. So if you just wanted to refurbish that, you buy a cheap light, $50, you dress it up. You can even do clean up the backing in the plastic and everything, and by the time you finish with the front of it, it looks like a fully refurbished headlight, and you'll get some good money. You could potentially just make $100 for a single light just by updating what you get. And you can go to wreckers, and not saying that they're the cheaper option, but you can go to wreckers just to practice and do that. So there's a couple of options there that might help you if you haven't been thinking that way. But there's so many opportunities out there, and like even when you're doing it at the car yard, you can be putting your own sign out there, so people who are walking around the car yard see the sign at the back of the car and they see you working on the front of it, so they know you're doing something there. So you could just pick up extra clients like that as well. But those few things, like, they've been really beneficial to me. So now, like, I could be potentially getting, 2 cars, 5 cars, 7, who knows? Like, just from that one phone call, I could be getting like 5 a week moving forward. And that's a bonus because, you got a whole day's worth of work, no travel, just one after the other coming in. It's a very productive day. So I'm sure that these ideas, if you haven't already thought of them, I hope they have helped, and you might be thinking of something like this in the future, just to make that extra effort to get a new job and a new customer, because they all have their own private vehicles as well. But if that helps, that's fantastic. And so you saw the beginning of this. This is the end result. It did have a bit of a run there, but being the self-leveling Maguires, give it 10 minutes and it would just worked its way out. and ended up, just smoothing itself out. So this is the end result. I'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe for more.